Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about the statement from Riot about Magma Chamber, because I was in a train on Wednesday to LCS, and I have my little tablet that I use to keep working when I'm traveling. And on Reddit I saw the news post from Riot that they actually put on their website, and it was about Magma Chamber. So I was really excited. I was like, nice, finally news about Magma Chamber, because we were really sad when it got taken away. At least I was really sad. When Showdown Snowdown was taken away, not Magma Chamber. But the news post was actually news that Magma Chamber was being cancelled. So this really confused me, of course, because it felt like a huge, the bad version that we got to play with Magma Chamber was a huge success. At least as far as I thought it was. But the whole thread consisted of the whole news post. Consisted of counter arguments towards things we might say. It was to counter arguments to good things we might say about it. There, I mentioned to talk English. As well as statistics that are put in the least impressive possible way, which just almost made me feel like I was being manipulated. It was weird. It wasn't like Riot, and it was really unexpected because the whole thing felt like a big success. So I want to go over the news post and basically give the community a voice, because the whole thing was rushed a bit. The news post put on the website that no one really reads. I think everyone reads Reddit and was only there for like 2 hours. It wasn't in the client where it should probably be. And we didn't really have a chance to talk about it. And as the biggest YouTuber of League of Legends, of course, I try to stay friends with Riot. But I also sometimes have to be the voice of the people. Or, well, I don't have to, but I want to, I want to, if something feels really unfair, I am willing to sacrifice a heart of my Friends with Riot live bar. So let's get over it. In the first thing they say is we had pros test and they actually liked the health relics, which is an obvious counter argument towards the whole world saying, Riot, fuck, the health relics are messing up the game type, because it turned the game type into push as hard as you can and take control of the enemy health relic. Which it might have been fine if they used the health relic spot behind the tower, but they used the one way in front of the tower, and you usually just push the lane, get XP, and the health relic gave you extra sustain for it, which is the opposite of normally. So it wasn't good. It was bad. And I don't know a single pro who thought it was good. So that I don't... I'm okay with... I think most people were okay with that we had to play Showdown Snowdown instead of Magma Chamber. Meh. It is a shame, of course. We wanted Magma Chamber. But it would be fine if you just got rid of that health relic. Anyway, so let's get to the next thing. The next thing is the thing that really rustled my jimmies. It said less than 1% of in-game time was on Showdown, the thing. Less than 1% of players' average in-game time. Now this is a statistic that is just put in the least impressive way, because first of all, if you are playing that game type, you're gonna spend half the time not actually in game, but in your client, queuing up all of that, because it just only took 3 minutes. Because it only takes 3 minutes, you could and they only count in-game time, not queue time, you could put over 10 of these games in a Summoner's Rift game. 10. So that's like 10% of the matches at least, implying the 1% number was true. Yeah? Implying the 1% number was true. Because I personally feel like people spend more than 1% in-game time on that map. I spend my whole evening playing that game type, and that would mean opposed to me, over 99 people wouldn't be touching it at all. I think that cannot be accurate, because everyone I knew and their grandmothers were spamming the shit out of this game type. But let's say it was 10% of the matches. You know, let's just assume it's true, which is entirely possible. I might just know people who like it way more than other people. It is, of course, it could be true. Hey guys, while editing I noticed that I forgot to mention something, because next to the fact that when you're playing 2v2 or 1v1 you're spending half the time not in game instead of in game, which makes the number that are playing it even higher, I also forgot to mention something important, which is you need an average of 3 times less people to play this game type, making the amount of matches that are being played even higher. I personally think, if you have the most played game in the world, everyone loves playing Sivhd. I do too. Everyone loves League of Legends. It's a great game. Thanks Riot for making it free. But if you suddenly take 10% of those matches, like 10% of the biggest game in the world, I think that is a big success. I think that is really good. I think you shouldn't word that in a way that makes it sound unimpressive. And I'm not sure why Riot did that. It sounds not like a thing Riot would do. And I would like to give you guys a nice example. Imagine Riot puts in a magical gumball button in the client. After every game you get to click this button and magically a gumball will come out of your monitor into your hand. You get to eat gumball. Everyone loves it, everyone plays League for it, for free gumballs, solves world hunger, everything, yeah? It is the biggest success ever. And Riot says, well, we are cancelling this, because less than 1% of the time spent playing League or in the client was spent actually clicking that button, because it only takes that long. You see what I mean? Of course, it's a slight over-exaggeration, but this is a very dirty way to put stats. So, and Riot, Redditor Starbust Prime here says they add things most people don't like the health relics and stuff, and then cite that the game isn't what everyone wants. That is kind of what happened, because we all wanted Magma Chamber, you know? People say, well then, why didn't you give us Magma Chamber? Why don't you let us test Magma Chamber? But Riot also had a counter-argument / excuse ready for this, which was Magma Chamber was unpolished. It had performance issues on bad computers. So first, I want to let that sink in. The map that was quarter the size of Summoner's Rift had less things in it, had performance issues making it, you know, play worse than a Battlefield 4 map on Ultra. Like, it's really bad. And considering it's less big, has less things in it, it should work fine. At least that's how my brain works. It's not a particularly good brain, but that's what I conclude. But that isn't even the worst part. The worst part to me was where and this is where I couldn't believe it, because, you know, I really like Riot and I like their game, and this is like, well, the weirdest statement I've ever read. The fact they say, well, we're cancelling it, and one of the reasons is Magma Chamber has performance issues, but they say this in the same news post where they say they actually only worked on Magma Chamber for 1 day. It was made in 1 day at Thunderdome, the thing they do where everyone gets to make something for 1 day. Well, of course it's not perfect if you only work on it for 1 day, but if it has such a big feedback, everyone wants it, everyone loves it, then maybe you should work on it for, I don't know, 2 days and fix the performance issues. It was so weird. And I think I speak for a lot of people in the community, not just myself. I think I speak for a lot of people if I say, Riot, please fix this performance issue, please give us 2 weeks to test the actual Magma Chamber with a nice actual fake ranked ladder. And I bet that the statistics that come out of that will even make you really satisfied. I think it will be really good. It's what, as far as I knew, everyone wanted and was looking forward to. And I think it'll be great, because the one thing that made me really sad was that not only you said Magma Chamber isn't the right way to play 1v1 or right 2v2, you said that. You also said the mode isn't sustainable as a permanent feature. Like with any map, basically. That's what they said. Like with no matter what map, no matter if they make one made out of diamonds with everything that you ever wanted in a map, it would not be a sustained permanent feature. Sustainable as a permanent feature. I am personally of the belief it is. I really hope you will reconsider. I understand a lot of people will not agree, but I think I needed to speak for the people that do agree, because they didn't really have a chance yet to express their opinion. Alright, thanks guys for watching, and thanks Riot for the otherwise great game, of course.